Hi everyone, it's me. And we're back with this week's episode. Art has me all discombobulated. It reminds me of my teaching days when I had to take stuff away from people. He's not focused today. He's lacking focus.
I'm lacking focus. I didn't realize I was getting graded
Friday,
again.
It's Friday at 4:11. You know, we put off the episode until last minute this week. I said, I'm not recording this at my house on the mini microphone. We're doing it at work. So here we are. It is Halloween weekend. If you celebrate Halloween, happy early Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
How are you, Art?
I'm wonderful as usual.
I just took away the two head hopping peckers from Art. It's a double-headed penis wind-up toy, and he kept winding it up, and I had to take it away from him. I'm putting it over here where you can't reach it. Okay? That's your punishment.
Yeah. You can keep the dick.
Hopping right into our usual little starter notes, I'll do these as fast as possible. If you would like to reach out to us via email, you can do so. Admin, ADMIN, at mybestvintagelifepodcast.com. That's admin, ADMIN, at mybestvintagelifepodcast.com. I'm really trying to get everyone to email me when it comes to orders and stuff like that. It's just better for me to keep track. Instagram stuff gets buried. So truly, if you have an order question, please send it to me via email. You can find us on social media.
It's also easier to print.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Art likes a good printout of an order.
I'm a visual person. Mm-hmm. I like to see it.
Yes. Social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. Been very active on TikTok. Thank you if you've come over from TikTok and found the podcast that way. Thank you so much for participating. And we're glad to have you here. What the hell was that? Okay.
It's that bubbly water.
Rate and review the podcast. You know, I look at rating and reviewing the podcast like good karma for you. Send a little good energy our way and it'll come back to you, and it helps other people find our podcast and maybe possibly change their vintage business or their outlook on vintage. So please, if you have a chance to rate or review the podcast, we really appreciate it. And
help someone help themselves.
Yes, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts and or Pod Chaser. You can leave ratings and reviews through both outlets. And our website, lots of good stuff going on there. You can sign up for our Vintage for Business newsletter. You know, I'm actually shocked how many people aren't signed up for that.
Man, I love reading that thing. You always surprise me. It's entertaining.
You need to come closer to the mic, my friend.
I like the
Vintage
newsletter.
for Business newsletter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a super easy sign up process, and I don't spam you with email. So I'm not even like, I think some of my mentees aren't even signed up for it. So that's completely free, always free, and a really great resource. You can also find all of our wholesale FAQs on the website. I'm getting a lot of repetitive questions, so truly, if you reach out to me and I don't get back to you, most likely you can find the answer there.
Is that the Instagram thing you did this week?
Yeah, about setting boundaries.
About repeating yourself?
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, and I'm not like asking for anyone's like dissertation on this or anything. You don't have to do any in-depth thinking about it, but I just have a lot of people tell me, oh, I love the podcast. I listen to the podcast all the time. And then I get questions from those same people, you know, that it's like, I don't know. I think there's a big difference between active listening and listening. And I think when a lot of people are listening to the show, they're not actively listening. They're like messing around on their phones or doing other stuff. And maybe they miss things. But at some point in time, I kind of have to set a boundary and say, like, listen, I can't take 5-10 minutes, 20 minutes sometimes every hour to do this. So I'm thinking about investing in like one of those auto reply programs. I didn't want to do that, but it might make my life a little bit easier. And like I said, you have other ways to get in touch with me other than Instagram messages. I don't really get messages on TikTok. I don't think TikTok is really built around that the way Instagram has been. So emails are much better. I feel like it's a much more professional approach to reaching out to me.
Auto replier?
It's not an auto replier. It's like AI, and it can really help. Like I've done them through a few companies, and it's very helpful. You know, I
wonder if I could just get someone who just is next to me, pay them a certain amount, and have all these queued answers. Like if I tell him 2, he says, he's sold out. 4, go somewhere else. Just my own AI.
Your own AI.
That walks with me and tells people what I want him to.
A robot? Well, give it 20 years, probably less than that, and you'll probably be able to buy one for God knows how much money.
Or an intern.
Or an intern. And you can do shopping right on our website, wholesale FAQs, Vintage for Business newsletter, lots of good stuff going on there. And just a real quick obsession at the moment, my new cat.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Hunter, who has been renamed Azzedine after Azzedine Alaya, the French-Tunisian fashion designer who was incredibly talented and almost reclusive in a sense, as he didn't put himself out there as much as some other fashion designers, so less people know about him. But yeah, Azzedine, my cat, is
and Azzedine, the jacket, is right behind you.
Yes, that's true.
That's funny.
The Alaya jacket. But he's a really cute kitty, and I'm so happy to have him, and he's changing my life in positive ways. So
that's good. I could tell.
Yeah, change of pace from the dogs. Not that I don't like dogs anymore. It's just a huge commitment for me, especially senior dogs. One who was blind and one with urinary issues. In the end, it got to be very tiring. So, Azzedine, he's an easy boy. You know, I have a little camera, and right now I have him sequestered in a bedroom. And the house is just too big for him right now.
Well, considering where he just came from.
Yeah, he was in a small rescue, but he was in a very small space. I allow him to leave the room, but as soon as he does, he's usually right back in within like 3 minutes. So
that's
little baby steps for him to become adjusted. Do you have an obsession at the moment?
No, I've been obsession free.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been all over the place. Nothing is really like.
It's all right.
Getting usually I get on those kicks where I have to have a croissant every morning or something.
No. Doesn't have to be food, though.
What?
Obsession at the moment. I just talked about my cat.
The only thing I like is food.
Okay. Well, we all love something, right?
Food,
yeah. And I will be back in a little bit to talk about our new patrons. I have quite a few people to mention.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you.
Any fun questions?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back with that in a few moments. So today we're keeping with our little mini topic breakdown. And our first mini topic I wanted to talk about, and I kind of talked about it a little bit on Instagram stories today as I was going through sweaters and found some carpet beetle exoskeletons. A lot of you keep telling me about these piles you have, whether it's in your house, your workshop, your studio, your store space, your backstock room, whatever it may be.
Like extra inventory or repair piles?
Some of you call it the death pile, the pile, just a big pile of it's repairs, it's stains, it's I don't know what to do with it. I bought it and now I don't want to sell it. They're not motivated to like get the stuff listed, you know. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how that can be bad for you and what you can do to make it better. So first off, it's not great for your mental health to have a lot of chaos around you. So when you have these things lingering and there's especially like a visual, reminder every day that, oh, you have to do that stuff, it can be a lot. And sometimes it's just a matter of blocking time out, even if it's just 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, and working and chipping away at it. You don't have to spend an hour or two every day. You'd be surprised what you can get done. You just use your phone. I use my phone timer a lot to kind of see how long things take me. A lot of times we think things are going to take us forever, and I'm really bad at this. It's unreal sometimes how quickly we can get things done in 25 minutes. There's actually a man who developed a technique. I think it's called the Pomodoro timer. It's like you work in 25-minute increments, and that kind of keeps the brain flowing and keeps you interested and your energy level high. So even just 25 minutes, just work on your pile. And it's also not great for pests. That's where I tied in what I saw today. If something's on the floor, a big pile of clothes on the floor, you're just welcoming whatever is crawling around in your house into it. And this is especially true if you have kids who are messy or pets, cats, dogs, multiple.
All right, so what are you going to do with those piles?
Well, I look at it as like you're losing money, right?
Because, it's sitting there.
Yeah, so.
And you've paid it for them.
Yep. You've paid for it. So my first idea would be to sell, if it's a cohesive collection of things, or maybe even not, maybe if it kind of just all fits together, sell it as a lot.
You mean, well, it could fit together in the sense that it's a repair lot, not necessarily a dress lot. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but some people have piles of stuff that there's not necessarily something wrong with it. It's just they went to the thrift store and see everything as like a good deal, so they just buy it. And then they end up with this stuff that they're like, I don't really want to sell that. So not all of it's damaged necessarily, but it could be a good idea to sell some lots on.
Like a bargain basket, $1, $5, a bin.
Well, I don't know. You do more lot shopping or lot selling on eBay. So what would your recommendation be?
Not really eBay, because I think if you have a storefront, you could put a basket, make it your bargain basket.
Not everybody's a brick and mortar, though.
Right. And miscellaneous vintage lot, 30 pieces. Some need work, Yeah, you could do but with eBay lots, it's tougher to sell something that's not the same category.
Yeah.
Like dresses. But if you have enough, people are willing to buy 5 dresses. It doesn't have to be 30 or 40.
Right. I don't think, and I don't know if any of our suggestions will be like a one size fits all for anyone, because everybody has a different situation.
I literally have probably 5 or 6 Gaylords underneath the pallet racking of things that need some sort of work that I have collected over the year. Luckily, I have the space to do that, but it's always still in the back of my mind. And sometimes I'll go to it and I'll say, okay, I know I have these in here. Okay, I'll group them in terms of what needs to be done, whether it's sewing buttons to them, repairing zippers, or mending holes, or hey, did I just get some cool patches? I can patch up some holes and make it look good. So that's another way too. It's like group them. If you're looking for a way to move them without having to give them away, figure out what's wrong with them and group them in terms of what type of repair, and maybe you can find someone locally or do it yourself that'll give you that quantity discount. 7 zippers, 10 zippers.
Cool. And if you're not interested in selling stuff, then divide and conquer. Make a repair pile, make a stain pile, and maybe make a don't like pile, and then pick whatever pile you're going to work through that week. This week it's going to be the stains. Next week it's going to be the repairs, and then the week after that I'll see what I don't like.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to attack it.
Yeah, you have. That's the thing. And that goes hand in hand with so many of the topics I've been talking about with our mentees and just people in general. You have to want to do it to do it. If you don't want to do it and you keep putting it off, you're just going to keep putting it off. Donate
it. So just get it out of your mind. If you're not going to work it,
that's the absolute last resort. And my other advice would be stop buying something just because it's a good deal. If you don't sell, I don't know, snap front Western shirts, but you see one and it's a good deal, don't buy it if you don't need it. If you're tight on space or you already have a chaos pile at home, don't buy it. Just let it be.
It's okay to walk away.
Yeah, it's okay to walk away. So that's my advice there on that topic. The next topic, Art, you chose.
I did?
Yes. So you had wanted to talk about T-shirts.
Okay.
And what's going on with prices there, because you had told me that you believe that T-shirts are downtrending in terms of price.
Yeah. The T-shirts that were hyped before, I'm seeing them go down. And now new niches within T-shirts are coming to the forefront. So it's still, the T-shirt business is still strong, but it's not as broad as it used to be in terms of the high-end shirts.
Okay, so what niche areas are you seeing come to the forefront?
More sports stuff.
Sports. Okay, what's anything specifically?
90s basketball.
90s basketball.
90s basketball.
So Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls, Charlotte Hornets. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And very not even specific graphics. Just cool shirts, oversized. the rap game is still strong, but the movies I've seen go down quite a bit. Disney's gone down as well. I'm seeing cars. NASCAR is actually, I thought was going to fade, but it's even going stronger now. And now there's even more high-end shirts in the NASCAR world.
So if T-shirts aren't somebody's thing, let's use someone as an example. They are a vintage reseller and they resell 1960s dresses. Should they be buying T-shirts?
No, it's not their thing.
Yeah.
You kind of lose credibility for your dresses if you start peddling shirts. Now, if you know, I mean, I always say, are you going to walk away from $20 on the ground? No. If you know something's worth $100 and it's there for you to take at a lower price, get it. But don't go out looking for it. But if it's there, don't walk away from it. Like I wouldn't, there's certain things I don't really.
And that might be like a good thing for you to have like a little side account where you're not posting that to your social media.
I wouldn't. No. That would be like great trade bait with someone.
Or like use it as an investment.
Yeah, because so many times, like a lot of the guys who are picking the shirts, they're also coming across women's stuff, but they don't know. So maybe you make a relationship with someone since you can't hit the bins or hit all the stores, and you could trade that person, and he can get things that you need. Trade bait's great.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, don't walk away from money that's sitting there. That's like can't do it.
It's something special.
Yeah, I'm
kind of
saying
like what we were just talking about, like
not a $20 shirt, not a $30 shirt. To me, it's like, all right, this is a banger. You know, it's a $75 and above. I could sell it for or trade it for because they're still out there. I mean, my brother just sent me like pictures of 4 or 5 he just got yesterday, and they were incredible.
What were they?
One I loved was a Lucille Ball and Ethel all over. It's a 90s. It was done in 91 or 92. And it's all over, and they're stomping the grapes.
Oh, the grapes.
The grapes. And then a Barney Fife Mayberry.
Oh, wow.
All over. And then one of the best NASCAR shirts, it's the Jurassic Park.
No way.
Yeah, Jurassic Park, black one. We've had a white one, so he got a black one. What was another one? 75 or 76 Zeppelin. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And somebody just brought these into him?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, he paid fair, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Crap, what was I going to say? You distracted me.
Apologies.
It's okay. Well, you know, I think it's really up to you. You know your business best. You know what you sell best, and you know what your clients like to see. So like Art said, if it's not something that you typically sell, you can always source it as, now I remembered. I'm leading into it. What I wanted to say, you can always source it and use it as a bargaining chip, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be vintage resellers out there who they have what you want, but they don't want it. And you have what they want, but you don't want it. So
100%.
That's where those amazing trades can really happen. You know,
those are the win-wins.
You're a 60s dress seller and you have an amazing shirt that a t-shirt slinger wants. Maybe they came across some 60s dresses and you guys can work out a trade. So,
yeah. And the whole point of the t-shirt thing is it's kind of like, Bitcoin or frenzies, right? You don't want to get into it when you don't know enough about it, but you got that FOMO. And so don't feel that way with expensive t-shirts. Oh, I got to get this $2,000 shirt because I could sell it for $3 just because it sold one time to one specific person for $3.
Yeah, a lot of people put a lot of stock in like one thing selling one time.
Yeah, that's not the value of something.
You know, if you see something that's sold like
consistently
15 times for $200, that's great.
Yeah, that's a consistent.
Yeah.
But one time at this, and a lot of times, their yields are usually fraudulent because what's happening is the person who has maybe 5-10 of them has somebody with a different account buy it to drive the price up, and they sell it for a lower price, but still a lot higher than they could have gotten.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to add in there?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do our Podbean patron shout outs. Thank you so much to everyone who has been showing us support via Podbean. Podbean is our podcast hosting site, and they have an in-house patron program. So it's similar to Patreon, but it's just right through the same website, and it makes things a lot easier for me. So we have 5 patron levels, and I wanted to explain something about one of them because I had an interesting question from someone. So our first level is a $5 level, and what you get with the $5 level is a shout out, whether it's for yourself. You could do, if it's like your personal account, you could do your personal account or your business account. And you also get to ask our one burning question. And then with the $5 pledge every month, you get 2 bonus episodes a month. And right now we're up to 12 bonus episodes. Somebody asked me if there were still slots available for that. That one is limitless. I could have one $5. I could have 1,000 $5 people. So there's no limit to how many people can be patrons of the $5 level. It's limitless. The next 2 levels do have limits to them. So the next level is a $50 level. You get all the benefits of the $5 level, but you also get a 1-hour mentor call with me once a month. So I decided to open up the kindness of my heart, and I made more slots, especially because we're going into Q4 and the holiday season. So there are now 10 spots total, and I believe there are 4 available. So 6 are filled, 4 are available. So all the benefits of the $5 plus a 1-hour mentor session with me once a month. And almost all of my, we used to have a 30-minute mentor session. Almost everyone who was in that upgraded to the 1 hour. So that made me feel good.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad that, everyone's enjoying our time together, and we've, I think, made a lot of strides in many people's businesses. So if you're a vintage business owner, that would be particularly great for you. And
Or
then
just an enthusiast.
Well, I think it's better for a business owner.
Or someone who's just trying to start out.
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Because you can get rid of that learning curve real quick.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have a brick and mortar to have a mentor session with me. You could be just starting out, and we can do bare bones. I mean, and we talk about various topics. The other day, I spent about 20 to 30 minutes with someone just going over pricing for an event that they were about to do. Either yay or nay, change it to this,
Too low, too high, you're right there, girl.
Yeah, one of those. So, yeah, and then the $100 level is all the benefits of the $5 and $50 level, and then you get an additional audit every month of your selling platform, whether it's Etsy, eBay, a website, whatever it may be. I have one podcast listener. I've done 2 audits for her now, and it's fun. I spend an hour doing them, so it's an hour's worth of work for me, and I get to really kind of pull apart your site. So hopefully it's good for someone who can take constructive criticism and make positive change. And then you also get a free copy of our retail math class. So those are your potential benefits if you join our patron program. So our first shout out today is to a longtime podcast supporter and listener. Her name is Heidi, and she is in Canada, and her business is Mixtape Vintage at Mixtape.
Hi, Heidi.
Vintage. Hi, Heidi. We have an inside joke about Heidi, but it has nothing to do with you, Heidi. It just every
Just
time
a name.
every time I say your name, it makes me chuckle a little bit. But we're not making fun of you. Don't worry.
I'm not, she is.
No, I'm not. So Heidi has a question for you.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a fun one. If you could plan a picking road trip in the U.S. to find vintage, where would you go and why?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Sure is.
Yeah. Because I've been to the East picking, and it was successful. I've been in the South. I love the South. Midwest has been incredible to us. I would say back to the Midwest, just because I love denim so much. And then there's a couple of military bases I would love to hit. And Utah.
How about some of my spots?
Well, those are like thrifting. I'm talking about
Like digging.
Digging. The detective work. Going to a place and then start talking to the community and take the next lead to the next lead.
Yeah.
It's never the first place that you go that you find this stuff. It's the third, the fourth person you meet that actually takes you to the honey pot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would say through Iowa, Missouri, I'd love to hit that area.
Okay. The next person said that they did not want a shout out, so that is totally fine. They wanted they wanted to know, is there a personal piece of vintage clothing or vintage item you wouldn't sell is there a personal piece of vintage clothing or vintage item that you wouldn't sell and possibly pass on to your children?
No, I mean, I saved so much stuff prior to becoming a father. And, you know, as some of you'll know, once you get fortunate enough to have it, you don't remember what you put aside. And because you're just like trying to stay awake and be on top of it. And by the time you remember, they've outgrown it. I had so many pairs of Jordans, baby Jordans.
No, but I think
clothes.
they're talking about like adult sizes.
Adult size.
That they could grow into one day.
Oh, my brother did. My brother did that with his.
Obviously, you're not going to give your son who's in high school baby Jordans. I mean, maybe for his kids one day.
Well, no, but like pass on when they're adults. I mean, I've got a couple of pairs of like really high-end denim that I'll probably give to them before I croak. So that way they know the history instead of, he gave us these crusty old pants, you know, some double X's that I have hiding in one of my safes. Well, so probably an expensive piece of denim.
And we know there isn't much that you won't sell.
I'll sell anything.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I need to open up my Instagram because this last person's question. Shout out to @LowerForms, another new patron that we have. They are based out of Connecticut. They do some smaller scale wholesaling, and I just want to pull up their question.
Wholesaling? Like on a boat?
No, wholesale vintage.
Oh.
They are in New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay.
Okay.
Go Bulldogs.
Okay.
Well, they're Bulldogs and Fresno's Bulldogs.
Yeah. All right. Okay. He would like to know, his name is Adam, he would like to know how to find warehouse space for 65 cents a square foot. I've never really been able to find anything less than 4 square feet in Connecticut/Rhode Island. So he's looking for cheap real estate. Is it possible to find it?
Well, I had to leave LA to come to Fresno to find cheap warehouse space. So sometimes you just have to go away someplace and relocate if that's what you really want to do. But if it's your wholesale that you're doing, that's, you know, that's kind of keeping you going, you could pretty much do that anywhere if you can keep your sources good. So I would say you might have to relocate to a different state or save up enough to buy your own building. You know, but I honestly don't know what the market's like over there. I just know certain states are incredibly expensive and certain areas within a state. But I have 10 times the space that my brother has, and our rents are almost the same. So that can kind of tell you what, you know, where we're at for square footage and pricing. Yeah. So his is 13,000 square feet. I'm at 100,000 square feet and some change. And our rent, mine is probably maybe 4,000 or 5,000, barely more than his, if that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so I guess moral of the story, maybe look outside the like metropolitan areas that you're in and
yeah. Or you know what?
Be willing to have a commute maybe.
You know what? I remember what the heck was his name? Okay. There was a guy when we met in Nashville, and it was they were redoing the entire downtown Nashville area, part of revitalization. And he had gotten a grant from the city to revamp it and he was smart enough to use some of the money to offset. He knew what he could afford for rent, and so he used some of the revamping money to cover that extra 30 cents, 40 cents. So maybe if you can get into a place where the city's looking to improve and get some funding from them, that can help you with your cost.
Oh, that's a really great tip.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much to our new patrons and also to our patrons who give us continued support. You know, being totally transparent, everyone who signed up as a patron, no one has dropped off really, like ongoing. It's insane. So we really, really appreciate your support. And if you would like to support us, whether it be just at the $5 level or through the mentorship levels, you can do so. patron.podbean.com/mybestvintagelifepodcast. There is a link to that in the show notes, TikTok, Instagram, our bios, the link tree. It's everywhere. So, and you could even just Google it, and we really, really appreciate your support. Okay, our last topic, it's a fun one. We're going into Halloween. Ooh, Halloween. And I just did a little digging on Instagram. I don't think a lot of people saw this just because of the algorithm, but I do thank the people who participated. I had asked if there were any articles of clothing that you think have become synonymous with the character they played and become, you know what I mean? Like when you see it, that's what you think of, almost like intellectual property in a sense. And my example was Michael Myers and coveralls. You know, when I see like a pair of dark blue coveralls, I just immediately think of Michael Myers. It's hard not to, even like the French workwear ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And Art's never seen the original Halloween, which is crazy.
I don't do scary movies.
I know. It's not that scary.
It is with that music. Da, 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 da.
John, you've seen The Fog.
Yes.
You can handle. It's a little bit more gory than The Fog, I'd say.
Well, you know, I was little at the time, so now maybe I could deal with it.
Yeah. So anyway.
How about a cape for Dracula? Every time I think of it, I see a cape. It's either Batman or Dracula.
I don't know. I can't say. I see some very
what?
frilly Peter Pan collar capes. I don't think of Dracula.
What? Huh?
Like I see him wear like a feminine cape. I don't think of Dracula.
Okay,
What
well,
were
I was
you going
talking.
to tell me about your brother?
No, it had nothing to do with my brother. I had a kid on my soccer team who insisted on wearing a cape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he think he was like a superhero?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. I yanked him when he was running, and he just flipped. And so his mom's like, hey, you know, don't do that. He really thinks he can
Fly.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'm kidding. Would I do that to a kid?
I was going to say,
No.
that doesn't sound like you.
No, I'd let him wear it because he actually played better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, hey, whatever. A
Game
little
of
boost.
I was kind of upset with the refs. They made him take it off. You know, he couldn't wear it in a game.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
It
Well,
is.
no, but to go back to your answer, no, I don't think of Dracula.
Of course, my answer doesn't count. It's only
I
Bridget's
didn't
because
say
she
it
did
doesn't
research.
count. I just said I think people would agree with me that, you know, I've owned a cape, and when I would see myself
Was it
in that cape.
a black cape?
No, it was beautiful, like blue
And then you could flip it.
wool with a paisley inside, and I didn't look at myself in the mirror and say, "Hello, Dracula."
Hello, Svetlana.
Oh my God. Okay. This was a great suggestion. Nightgowns and
Nightgowns.
it's from Tiffany. Yeah, and she listed all the movies.
The store, Tiffany's? No, go ahead.
He's being silly. Nightgowns, Amityville Horror, The Exorcist, Poltergeist, The Innocents, Rosemary's Baby. I mean, so many movies where the female leads are in nightgowns. You know, it was filmed in an earlier time. And, you know, I mean, I wear like an old T-shirt to bed. These women were much more fancy.
Brandy.
No. She doesn't wear. She doesn't. Okay, here. Here's a little debate, and I wouldn't be surprised if Alfred Hitchcock did this because he was a perv. A little bit, just a little bit. Art thinks that there was intentionally put into the film The Birds lesbian tension between.
It's not lesbian tension. It was just erotic.
Well, but But like that, I guess, woman on
Yeah.
woman
It doesn't make
attention.
it doesn't make it lesbian.
Well,
Just sexual tension.
I was just looking for an adjective to describe it.
Oh.
Okay. So between, what's her name? Annie Hayworth
Yeah.
and Melanie Daniels.
Absolutely.
I never saw it until you brought it up. And then I was like, But
I've got that radar.
neither one of them really wore a nightgown. Melanie gets that kind of like super old lady-ish.
Oh, yeah, at the general store.
At the general store, yeah. Brandy, Miss Daniels.
Why, thank you.
So, to make a long story short, many horror films have featured nightgowns, and I can definitely see why Tiff said that, because it's just, like
I haven't seen a single one of the ones she mentioned.
A lot of stuff happens at night. You know what I mean? So people are always in their like night clothes. It's funny. She sent me an image from the Amityville Horror, and I forgot that one of the guys is walking around in like tight ass briefs.
Like tidy whities?
No shirt, tidy whities. And the wife is in like full, or maybe it's the daughter, I can't remember who's in the picture, full length nightgown. So, and someone else suggested Freddy Krueger, the red and black striped sweater. And it's true, whenever I see a striped sweater with like that specific level of like chunky stripe, I always think of Freddy Krueger.
I think Charlie Brown.
Well, I guess it would depend on the colors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Freddie was red?
Red and black. Yeah.
Red and black.
Yeah.
Never saw him either.
I'm not that into, I was never into Nightmare on Elm Street, which is Freddy Krueger, and I was never that into Friday the 13th, which is Jason Voorhees.
What was he?
A hockey mask.
Hockey mask.
I just always loved Halloween and Michael Myers. So I love John Carpenter, and I love The Fog. So, and so many of these movies like originated in the 70s. So you have such like bomb 70s wardrobes, and almost like if you could ask me what era of fashion, like when I think of horror, I immediately go to
Do you remember
the 70s.
the Body Snatchers,
Late
the second
60s.
one?
Yeah, I talked about that on the Lesser Known Horror Babes episode.
Yeah, the trench coats.
Yeah.
Those leather trenches.
Not Keither. Donald. Not Kiefer, but Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
He's such a babe. The end. Oh, the end gets me. And then last suggestion was Drew Barrymore's character in Scream, ribbed cream V-neck sweater, which is true. And that whole movie, that's a movie that's a whole separate, era of fashion, like the 90s. But she had kind of like an odd preppy beat to her. And Jennifer Love Hewitt was much more like flirtatious, and she wore a lot of like tight form-fitting stuff. So, yeah, I thought that was a really great example too.
How about a black dress?
Elvira? Yeah, I mean, that's my first thought. I love Elvira. Is there anything else you want to add since I shut down the cape?
No.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'm used to it.
It's a very tight, Dracula's cape. I mean,
A cape. Where else are you seeing a cape?
High neck.
Listen, cape.
And
it's
it's
either
black.
it's either Halloween, scary, Bela Lugosi. It's him.
Okay.
Or you're at the opera, and then that's the Phantom.
Oh yeah, I guess there's the Phantom of the Opera, but yeah. The next time I find it.
Survey says.
So thank you all for your participation there. And that's all I really have for this episode. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Art? Any
Nope.
closing notes?
Have a happy, safe Halloween.
Yes, I am very excited. I'm giving out some amazing candy at my house.
It is the funniest thing to see this individual in front of me make candy bags. Not just give out cool candy, but she's literally spent, I don't know how much to make these children in the neighborhood happy. So I think it's a wonderful thing you're doing.
Well, I know there's some kids in my neighborhood that, their families are struggling right now. So it's the least I could do.
there's people everywhere struggling, but it's wonderful that you're doing that for them.
That's very important to me to recognize that in my neighbors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got paper candy bags, so no plastic, and we're doing ring pops, sour straws, gummies, fruit snack gummies, and assorted stickers, and it's cute. It's like a mix of Day of the Dead and Halloween. And the bags are Halloween themed, and they close with a sticker. So I would have liked to have gotten maybe one more piece of candy, but at this point in time, I haven't even started them
Throw
yet.
a peanut in there.
A peanut? Oh, yeah.
Just peanut allergies are great this time of year.
I'd be like, all right, everyone, there's a peanut in here. I was actually, I did a poll. I did a poll on Instagram. Let's check the Instagram poll. Because I asked if people, I said to Art,
my dad wanted to give roasted almonds.
Oh my God.
That's
such a humpo thing.
Yeah, I know. But you think, oh, those little blue diamond packs. No, he was inside the house roasting almonds. We used to roast our own almonds, just get the fresh almonds from the store.
Yeah.
Sprinkle them with water, throw some garlic powder on it, a little bit of salt, throw them in the oven. And then he'd be like, oh, the kids really like this. Give it to them. I'm like, Dad, no, we can't. I'm like, kids here, you got to have it wrapped. Oh, we wrap it.
Garlic powder. Nothing like some white powder giving out to kids.
Oh, I still remember I was so embarrassed. Oh.
I did a poll on Instagram.
Why they want that shitty candy?
Yeah. Your dad always knew what everyone wanted, right?
Yeah, pistachios. I mean, some years I was just like, I'm not telling anybody to come to my house because they refused to buy candy. So my mom would play the game and not buy candy until the last second. She'd whip it out. And so when I get the daughter. You sit down, Humple. And she'd like sneak the candy and give them. Like, go before he sees you. Oh, but she'd give out good candy, and then we'd have to get rid of the stuff that he wanted to get. Sometimes, some years it was raisins, man. Raisins.
Loose or like
loose?
Oh, that was a different. What was this? The 1970s.
So he would buy like a 20-pound thing of raisins, loose raisins, from all the friends in the packing houses, and he would just put his hand there. Here you go.
Dude, I remember we had.
Of course, the next day, if people say like, "Hey, man, that's your house, huh? That's your dad."
Somebody was feeding those to their like gerbil the next day. But we had people, the wealthier people in my town, would give out the Burger King coupon books. I don't know if they did that here, but you would get like 10 coupons, Burger King coupons, and like 5 of them were like a free French fry, which was like, what?
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't know how much they paid for them, but that was all they gave you. But, most parents were good at
explaining. That goes a long way.
Yeah, no, my mom was like, that's like 5 meals. I was like, yes.
That's a house to go back to in a different costume.
People that would give out cash.
Cash?
Yeah, like everybody would get like $2. That was awesome. Some people gave out some weird stuff. Not weird in the sense like dangerous, but like offbeat.
See, I pictured you for the kind of person who's give out like little mini books.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I did look into some stuff. I wanted to give, what did I want to give out this year? Because I haven't done, Halloween candy giving out because I didn't feel safe in my old neighborhood. I talked about that last time. So I kind of wanted to go all out this year. But I couldn't really figure out, I thought like erasers would be fun for kids, for school. Art's making like the police face.
Oh.
Pencils.
Yeah, let me poke my eye out.
Yeah. Yeah,
and take that eraser and put it right up the hole.
I didn't want to be responsible for any lawsuits.
Yeah.
I was going to tell a story about something. Oh, I'm doing a poll on Instagram because I said to Art, I could give these kids the gift of candy, or I could give them the gift of the arts and perform Hannibal Lecter's Rube dramatic monologue from Silence of the Lambs. I mean, I just want you to imagine me in my driveway doing that monologue. Hello?
Trick or treat.
Well, I'm in my driveway, so you're not knocking on the door.
Trick or treat.
Oh, hi. Who are you supposed to be?
Batman.
Oh, Batman. Would you like candy? Or would you...
I love candy.
Well, before I give you...
I'm hypoglycemic. Please, can I have some candy now? I'm about to fucking pass out.
Well, before I give you candy, little Batman, I would like to give you the gift of the arts.
Lady, hurry up! I have fucking other houses to go to.
No. You see this big bag? You won't get this at the other houses. So let me tell you about a man named Hannibal Lecter, and then I go into then I go into the dramatic monologue.
Hey guys, this house sucks.
I mean, I'm actually polling about this. It's just a joke. I'm not being serious, but
I'm teasing. I'm
Let me
sorry.
wait.
Get in the character. You're letting the 6-year-old mess you up.
Hang on.
You're so Batman. Give me my candy. Come on.
Okay. You really threw me off, Art.
I know how to get into the character.
Oh, please. Please, Agent Starling, do you think you could dissect me with this blunt little tool?
Wow. You're so good. I'll see. I'll take the monologue.
That accent. One generation away from pure white trash. Was your daddy? Was he a coal miner? Does he stink the lamp?
Wow. You're so good.
So just, yeah. All right, kids. I'm going to mark on the candy map on the Nextdoor app. I'm going to email Nextdoor and be like, why isn't there, because I put myself on the candy map. I'm going to email Nextdoor and say, why isn't there an icon for the arts? Yeah.
Oh, you're too much.
I know. All right. My friends, it's time for us to head home. It's Friday. In the meantime,
I never got my candy.
No, you didn't, because you didn't stick around for my dramatic monologue. In the meantime, my friends, happy Halloween weekend. If you're doing something fun, please be safe. Stay sane, stay safe, stay healthy, be kind, and don't be basic.
Don't be basic.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ooh.